It's your girl, I am Nicole Ford, coming to you with some morning words of encouragement and my revelation this morning. Luke 2, verse 49 says, "And he said to them, why do you seek me? Do you not know that I am about my Father's business?" Do you not know that I must be about my Father's business? Let me correct that. Let me say that again. "And then he said to them, why do you seek me? Do you not know I must be about my Father's business?" I guess I'm calling this lost. I am not lost. I am not lost. When I initially read this passage, it talks about when Jesus went with Mary and Joseph to a festival in Jerusalem. And they were at this festival, and then they traveled back, and after about a day, they realized that they don't have Jesus with them. Now, let me tell you, when I first read this, I said, wait a second. We don't know where Jesus is. Like we just lost him. He's just not present. And I had to read it twice. I said, oh my God, Mary and Joseph lost Jesus, the Messiah. What? So this morning, doing my morning meditation, God is like, he had me read the passage again. And he's like, you missed the whole point. You've been so focused on the actions of Mary and Joseph and the fact that they couldn't locate Jesus. But in the text, it tells you that why do you seek me? Why are you looking for me? For them, they felt like Jesus was lost because they didn't know where he was. And so I looked up the definition lost. And the definition of lost is when that individual does not know their way. So many times, if I'm looking for someone, they may appear lost to me, but they are not lost because they're exactly where they need to be. They're only lost if that individual themselves does not know their way. And so Jesus was never lost. And that was so profound to me because I'm like, wow. You know, a lot of times when you're trying to, walk in a Christian life, you want to operate in the will of God. And sometimes we feel lost and we don't know why things is happening. Oh God, I'm so lost. But the thing is, when you're operating in the will of God, you can't be lost because you're exactly where God meant you to be. You're only lost when you're trying to do your way. By definition, lost is when that individual does not know their way. But we're never about our own way. We're always about God's way and the way he wants us to go and what he wants us to do. Let me give you a story. So last night, I have a little child. He is 1.5. I wake up about 3:30 and I look to just check on him, and he's not in his bed. I have no clue where he is. And okay, so I was okay, well, let me look under the bed. Okay, did he crawl somewhere? He's nowhere, y'all. I'm pulling off covers and sheets. I'm flipping over the mattress. I don't know why I thought he would be under the mattress, but I'm pulling up stuff. I'm searching all around the room. I'm like, the door wasn't open, so I still open the door. I go check the other rooms. My mother-in-law's over. I go look at her room. She's sound asleep. He's not with her. I come back in the room, and I'm like freaking out, like, where is my baby? I don't know where my baby is. He's lost. I don't know where he is. And so I'm like, Jesus, where's my baby? And so I'm led to just call out my son's name. And I'm like, Joel. And I hear this shuffling, and then he comes out of a closet that I promise you I feel like I looked in. And he comes out this closet, and he's like looking at me all just like, why are you calling me? Why are you waking me up? I was asleep. I was fine. And I was like, yeah, I get he wouldn't have been, he was lost to me. But for him, he was never lost because he was exactly where he needed to be. Right? He's only lost if he didn't know he didn't know his way, and he knew exactly how to get to his mama, because when I called him, he knew exactly where to go, and he wasn't crying or anything like that. And that was so. It just really made me reflect on just being in the will of God. You know, when you're in the will of God, you're exactly where you need to be, and you're calm. Just like my baby was calm. And although he wasn't where I wanted him to be, as far as where he was sleeping, but he was calm and collect, and he was content with that, and he was okay with that. And that's how we should be when we're operating in the will of God. Even though things may not necessarily be in the place we want, we may not be in the place we want to be. We may be experiencing pain. We may experience hurt. But then understanding that if you're allowing the will of God to manifest, God never said that things would be perfect. And sometimes we do have to go through stuff, because that's the only way we learn, when we go through certain trials and tribulations, and we learn from them, and we're better, and it grows us, and it makes us stronger. And when you think like that, then how could one not have joy that I am operating in the will of God? Like, God, it might be painful right now, but you know what? I know that I have purpose, and I must be about my Father's business. Even Jesus said that himself. You know, like, if this, Lord, Father, if this cup, let this cup pass me. You know, if this is not your will, Lord, let this cup pass me. But if it's your will, let your will be done. And although Jesus endured a lot, he was about his Father's business, and for nothing to come before that. He was sent here to do the will of God, not his own. And that was profound, because even like earlier this weekend, I was talking to a girlfriend about when no is the perfect answer. A lot of times we don't want to hear no. We don't want to hear no about, like, no, you can't get a new job. Nope, not that job. No, oh no, I don't think you should. No, not that car, not that house. Nope, I don't necessarily think it's this money. Sometimes God's no is the perfect answer, because we're operating in his will. When you think about operating in his will, we're going to get no's, because that's not in his will. And being okay with having that perfect no. Being okay with having that perfect no. Can you be okay with that? Can you have joy when you're operating in his will and it's a no? Can you have joy when it's in his will and it's no? Or you're experiencing pain? Can you still have joy because it's in his will? Well, folks, I just hope you're encouraged. I know I have some stuff to reflect on as far as it concerns operating in his will. I am not lost. I have purpose, and I must be about my Father's business. Be blessed. Love y'all.